Welcome, friends,
to the How-To Heretic.
I'm Uncle Mark.
And I'm Uncle Dan.
And this is your user's guide to life on the outside.
That's right. Leaving religion is the first step into a larger, better world.
But it can also be a scary world. Ooh. Things work differently now.
Never fear. That's why we're here.
We are your audio uncles, and with help from good friends and experts in all sorts of fields,
we're going to share the stories and seek the knowledge to build a great life.
After all, you only get one that we know of.
That's right.
So you better make the most of it.
You damn well better.
Let's roll.
Boom.
Well, Uncle Dan.
Yes, sir?
We have a fun show this week.
I'm looking forward to it. You're gonna start us off. You're gonna teach us all about.
Can I get a witness? I'm gonna come knock on your door.
You are,
and you can come down from the watchtower, and I will hand you a pamphlet.
Yeah, we're gonna meet the J-Dubs.
The J-Dubs. If you haven't met them already, we're gonna meet them today.
Yeah,
and then we have. We're very blessed to be visited again by...
We're just so blessed.
So blessed. Hashtag so blessed. We're visited again today by the great and amazing P. Andrew Torrez,
yes,
of the Opening Arguments podcast, who's going to talk to us about 10 things that we should all try to avoid.
That we should all put on the Capitol lawn.
Yeah, and then hit with a car like a crazy person.
Right, exactly. And then we're going to learn... we're gonna learn some Bible stories.
We're gonna have another really important and meaningful Bible story.
Yes, indeed.
That Uncle Dan is going to share with us.
It's sort of the origin story of everything from Jacob on.
Yep, pretty much, and it's terrific.
And
I can't wait.
It makes all of the sense in the world.
So let's do it.
Well, Uncle Mark.
Yes, Uncle Dan.
You've been doing some work. Researching.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking whenever I think about joining a new thing.
Yeah, and I know that you do frequently.
All the fucking time.
You're a joiner, really.
I'm a follower.
As a person.
I'm a follower. I'm a joiner. any spam email I get to join a book club.
Oh, yeah.
I just sign up.
I can't tell you how many handwritten chain letters I've gotten from you.
Chain letter.
Yeah, remember those?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember a friend of mine sending one of those to me, and apparently if I didn't do it, like somebody would die, and
yeah.
If I did do it, I'd get...
I remember getting one of those when I think I was in my early 20s or something, and one like a handwritten chain letter showed up at my house, and it kind of freaked me out. I was like, what do I do with this?
What? I'm not going to do this.
Yeah, you remember? Yeah. That's crazy. I'd forgotten about the chain letter. So yeah.
So anyway, but you're going to introduce us to somebody.
We are going to meet, if these people have not shown up at your door yet to introduce themselves, we're going to introduce you to a special brand of cuckoo, and they are the Witnesses for Jehovah, otherwise known as the Jehovah's Witnesses.
The J-Dubs.
The J-Dubs. So this is a really peculiar little group.
Yes.
That weirdly we're all super familiar with. We're all acquainted with.
Because they come to your house.
Which is one of their very, very strict commandments, that all of them must proselytize at every possibility.
Right.
So
and at every other person.
At every other person. So when I spent a lot of time in Vancouver, they're all over there. They're on like every other street corner with a little stand.
Yeah, sure.
And their pamphlets. And then when we were in Savannah for Thanksgiving last year, they were in all the little beautiful squares. Remember? We were like, you can come talk to us, but...
But yeah, you're going to... Yeah, exactly. That's right. Because we were just... I remember sitting in a square.
Yeah.
Savannah just has squares.
Yeah.
They should try an oval sometime. Just see what happens.
Yeah.
Might be crazy.
Yeah.
It's a bit far.
It's a bit risque.
And yeah, these pairs of people would just be sort of wandering the square, bothering people.
Yeah.
And we'd see them coming, and we'd just be like, oh, they don't want to come to us.
Yeah, but I think we were sitting on a bench just like, well, fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And there was some strange force field. That
right.
kind of,
they definitely knew better.
They'd kind of banana left away from us as they approached. So anyway... that's the reason that though their number is small, their official numbers, I think they count 8-something million as their official numbers. outside estimates have them somewhat internationally. Outside estimates have them a bit smaller at like 6 million.
Yeah.
Not significant numbers.
That's not a lot of people. I mean, it's a lot of people if they're all in the same place.
And they will occasionally every year they have a big conference where they claim to, I don't know how they claim this, they claim 20 million people sometimes attend those, which...
That's definitely not true.
That's insanely not true. Because
that's just one of those...
No conference has ever had 20 million people at it. So anyway, this is a group. It's an offshoot of American Protestantism,
right?
That was founded in the 1870s by a guy named Charles Taze.
Oh,
Taze, don't tase me, bro. Russell.
That's weird.
Yeah,
Charles Taze Russell. A name that has never really echoed in my ears before. Like I may have read about him before. But I mean, he's not like super famous the way you might imagine.
Oddly,
someone like him,
like as a Joseph Smith style character,
Joseph Smith or L. Ron Hubbard or somebody. You'd think that Taze, our boy Taze, would be a
little bit more well known. Yeah. Same here for a person who kind of pays attention to this gobbledygook.
Yeah,
the name is not a household name to me. So it's founded in the 1870s by him. He was formerly an agnostic.
Oh.
Yeah, so watch yourselves, people. And they're set apart in a few different ways. They are considered a millenarian, restorationist, Christian denomination with non-Trinitarian beliefs.
Okay, none of that meant anything to me. Millenarian means they make hats. Is that right?
They're a hat-making... When they're not bothering people at their houses, they're making hats. You know what? I just a little aside. I have a friend who traveled the world with the Rolling Stones as their lighting designer. And he's a lovely English guy, straight guy. But he collects little bits of information from all over the world, and one of them is all the ways people ask if someone is gay.
Oh, interesting.
And he said in South Africa it was, does he make his own hats? Isn't that awesome? So now you know that. So what that means is they believe in the coming millennium. The restorationist means that Christ's reign on earth will be restored.
Right.
And that they are non-Trinitarian, meaning they don't believe in
the Trinity.
The Trinity, which is not unusual for a Protestant faith. There's three separate individuals, essentially. And then they have some really interesting ideas about what that means exactly.
Yeah.
They also believe that the soul is not inherently immortal.
Oh.
But they also do not believe in hell.
Oh.
Hellfire at all.
Okay.
So if you're not part of the elect or the anointed, which is this 144,000 group we'll get into,
right?
Then you don't go to hell. You just switch off.
Okay.
There's no you.
Okay.
Right. You just go the big sleep.
Right.
The big dirt nap in the stars. What is also fascinating, and a lot of people know this about them, is they don't observe Christmas, Easter, birthdays, any holidays that they believe are pagan in origin.
Fun.
Yeah, they're so fun.
They don't do fun.
They're super fun. Now, they also don't do war.
Okay.
So
no fun at all then.
So kudos, I guess, on that. Now, and also fascinatingly, for something founded in the 1870s, they believe in the absolute equality of the races.
Yeah, and that, I mean, here's what's funny. I do see, I mean, as you talk, I'm catching all these parallels to that crazy religion that you and I grew up in, Mormonism. And, that's obviously a place where they differ. The equality of the races, Mormonism famously did not hang on to any equality of the races. But the original guy, Joseph Smith, was pretty cool about races.
Yeah, weirdly, it was the second guy.
It was the second guy, and this is a pattern, kids. Watch for it in your own crazy cults. The first guy is super cool and engaging and just like super into just whatever.
Yeah.
The second guy is the guy that locks it all down.
Yeah.
The second guy is the guy that reels it back in and brings out the mean rules.
Yeah. The second guy is the one that says we're loading up the wagons and going over the fucking horizon.
Right.
Right. But here's a really interesting aside. They believe the entire Protestant canon of Scripture is considered the inspired, inerrant Word of God. Jehovah's Witnesses consider the Bible to be scientifically and historically accurate and reliable. Scientifically and historically.
So they're literalists.
They're biblical literalists, which makes me wonder how they got to equality of the races. Because the Bible is definitely not about the equality of the races.
And you guys, all you listeners can take this to the bank. Anyone who claims to be a Bible literalist isn't, because you cannot be. It is literally impossible to be a Bible literalist.
You can come close, but you would never have heard of these people because they would be living solitary lives as shepherds in the desert.
But it contradicts itself directly enough times that you can't possibly believe it.
Yeah,
because you would have to literally believe a thing and its opposite at the same time. It is impossible to believe that, to take that book literally.
As usual, they just mean there are certain parts of the Bible I believe literally. Remember we talked about Leviticus?
Yeah.
And all the Christians, especially in this country, are all head up about the homosexuality thing in Leviticus.
Right.
But that's the only thing in Leviticus they're head up about.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna take if you're gonna say you believe in Leviticus seriously, your women better be going to their tents during their menstrual cycle. Otherwise, right there, we already know that you're a liar.
And I will bet most Christians that that call themselves biblical literalists have at one time, secretly or in public, consumed a weasel.
They are some weasel-eating motherfuckers.
So just everything about them is a lie. So here's just a quick little timeline of kind of the world of the J-dubs.
Yeah.
So 1870, Russell regains his faith. Charles Taze Russell becomes interested in the Bible after attending a second Adventist Bible study, whatever the fuck that is. So a couple years later, then he founds this Bible study group that will become the Jehovah's Witnesses. Year 1874 is the year designated by Charles Russell as the year of Christ's invisible return.
Oh, wait, 1874?
1874.
Well, it was pretty fucking invisible.
Super invisible. He was in stealth mode.
It was.
1914 is the year designated by Russell for Christ's visible second coming.
Oh, wow.
So, and this was a thing in a lot of these American, like middle 19th century American groups, is we're all going to meet on the hilltop on that September morn. And
I've got the date.
Yep.
Be there or be square.
Yep.
And that's when the shit's going down.
So he predicted that in 1914. A bunch of people, they met, they congregated, and of course nothing happened.
And the religion fell apart, and nobody ever believed it again.
Well, they did have a massive amount of defections,
right?
But they regrouped and they said, well, let's say that it's going to happen in 1975.
Psych.
So they gave themselves 60 years to kind of come up with a way to get Jesus here. And that...
I'm sorry, I'm going to interject here because it baffles me. This happens all the fucking time. Somebody prophesies, they know for a fact when the second coming of Jesus is going to happen. It's happened a billion times. It's happened several dozen since I've been alive that I can recall. And people believe it. And people are serious about it, and then when it doesn't happen, they still keep believing.
Yeah, they find a carve out, just like these guys did.
And that to me says more about the human psyche and why humans still believe any of this shit than anything else. Like it's not about anything provable. It's not about anything that could mean that it's about what you want to believe, and if you want to believe something enough, you will ignore evidence put directly in front of your face.
When was it Camping? Harold Camping?
Yeah.
That crazy old coot.
About 7 years ago?
Yeah, and he did it, it was twice in a couple years.
That's right.
There was one, and he's like, oops, I didn't carry the 4.
Psych.
And then there was another one, and there was an amazing story on NPR where they followed a guy who was a smart guy.
Yeah.
Who had a job, and he had sold he was in New York, he was in Times Square handing out pamphlets saying, repent immediately, today's the day. He had sold his house. Mm-hmm. He gave away everything. He didn't have $1 left. He'd gone to say goodbye to his mother. And they followed this guy throughout the day as he became more and more frantic, and he's looking at his watch. He's like, what? No. What's wrong? This was a guy that was hoping the world was going to be destroyed.
Yeah.
It's just madness to me.
Yeah, it's weird. Matter of fact, thank God I'm Atheist. The podcast started with Frank and I doing a rapture watch for the first Herald Camping.
Oh?
We did it on a radio show that our friend had. We just staged a watch for the rapture that he had predicted.
Yeah.
Shocked that it never came. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like, and that first one that Camping did, people were putting up billboards all over the country.
Yeah.
People were prepping. They were ready.
Yep.
They were really ready.
Yeah. And what drives me crazy is they wanted it.
Oh, they desperately wanted it.
Yeah.
I mean, and I get that. If you believe in the shit, I mean, here's the thing. I remember being a theist. I remember being a Mormon. I wanted the second coming to happen in my lifetime because it made me feel like it would be special.
That you were the elect.
I'm like one of the important ones.
Yeah.
That this could, to be the elect. Who doesn't want to be that?
Yeah, you were chosen to be there at the end times.
At the end times. I'm one of the end times dudes, man. I'm going to fight in Jesus' army.
Was that in your patriarchal blessing that you'd be at the end times?
Yeah, but that's everybody's.
Is it? I never got one.
Oh,
yeah.
That's sad. The patriarchal blessing, ladies and gentlemen, kids out there, all of our nieces and nephews, is a Mormon thing where they tell your horoscope.
Yeah, it's a kind of a tarot reading for you.
An old man puts his hands on your head and then says the same thing that he said to everybody else.
A couple people on Twitter have asked us to do patriarchal blessings as a segment, so we're going to have to.
I guess we'll do it.
We're going to have to do that. We should. Doug's got one.
I'll see if I can scrounge mine up. I don't know that I still have it, but I'll see if I can find it. It may be somewhere.
We could read a couple people's on the air. It's pretty goofball. So, back to 1975. When they predict would be the actual time, which was calculated. I love when people do this shit. It was calculated off of Adam's creation, determined to be 4026 BC.
Okay,
plus 6,000 years.
Perfect.
And then, of course, when 1975 came, they were like, I forgot to carry the 3 on that one.
Right.
So then they said, well, no one can predict the year that.
Oh,
really? You've done it twice already. You're 0 for 2.
I mean, at least they didn't go. We meant 2011.
Right.
That was what we meant.
Yeah. So just stupid. And so they used to have this really what was a dismal belief among their dismal beliefs that from what book is it in? It's in Revelation. Revelations. That book hasn't turned out to be a problem at all.
No. As a matter of fact, you're pretty safe. If you just quote anything from Revelations and tell people to believe it, the only good things will happen.
So they used to teach before 1932 that it was just the little flock of 144,000 people that would be saved, and that's it.
That's right. I remember that. Literally, they were like, and I guess they just didn't. What that says to me is they lacked the vision to know that there would be more than 144,000 of them ever.
Well, I think in 1932, someone came up with that, decided to solve that conundrum before it happened.
Right.
So I used to think, before I read this, I thought that they were still trying to fill 144,000, what was left of 144,000 seats.
No.
And I thought, boy, that's a dismal way to look at the world because there's 6 million of you.
Right.
Like, what are you guys doing? Well, now they created a little patch for that.
Little carve out.
And that is that there will be 144,000 elect of the anointed that go to heaven to live with God and Jesus.
Super special.
Super special. But the world, after Armageddon, the world will be perfected. And there will be a unspecified number of people who are allowed to live on Earth perfected.
That's nice of them not to specify.
Yeah. And
because what they realized was, here's what happened. They start saying, back in the 30s, they're proselytizing, as is their mandate.
Yeah.
And people start asking, wait, They're like, yeah, only 144,000 people are going to heaven.
How many of you guys are there?
And people started going, well, wait, how many have there been so far?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've got 150,000. So why would I join you guys?
No, thanks.
No.
I'll do something else with my Sundays.
I'll find somebody else who thinks I can go to heaven. Who thinks that heaven isn't full already.
I think this is interesting. The verse from Revelations that they get the 144,000 from.
Oh, yeah.
It is Revelations 14, 1 through 5, for those following at home. And it is, Then I looked, and there before me was the Lamb, standing on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000 who had his name and his father's name written on their foreheads.
Oh.
And I heard a sound from heaven like the roar of rushing waters and like a loud peal of thunder. The sound I heard was like like that of harpists playing their harps. And 7 swans a-swimming. And they sang a new song before the throne and before the 4 living creatures and the elders. No one could learn the song except the 144,000 who had been redeemed from the earth. These are those who did not defile themselves with women, for they remain virgins. They follow the Lamb wherever he goes. They were purchased from among mankind and offered as first fruits to God and the Lamb. First fruits is one word.
Wow.
No lie was found in their mouths. They are blameless. So
wait, according to that, the 144,000 are all virgins?
Men? It certainly reads like that. It doesn't say men necessarily, I don't think.
But it says that they haven't defiled themselves with women.
That's true. I guess if you're a biblical literalist, it's a sausage party in heaven.
It's literally all virgin men to be offered to God. He's gay. God is gay is what that said.
I'm suddenly having second thoughts about all this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might try to get into the anointed here.
From now on, I'm going to mess with Bible people about God being gay.
Now, it's interesting that even among kind of millennial Christian American Protestant groups, the JWs are especially sexually repressive,
right? Which is pretty impressive considering how sexually repressed so many of these religions
are, including the one of our origins.
Yeah.
Which makes it even stranger when you begin to look at celebrities, famous J-dubs. And I shall read some.
I can think of one.
Yeah. Which one are you thinking of?
One Mr. Prince,
known as Brother Nelson.
Oh my God!
Among the J-dubs.
Yeah.
Prince, who is when he was alive, was the human personification of sex.
Right. Literally, caused ejaculations just with his music.
Yeah. The guy is, there has probably been more fucking to his music.
Yeah. He was sex musicified.
He has probably been the midwife / musical father to at least 144,000 little babies around the world. So Prince, Michael Jackson.
Oh, MJ, that's right.
Janet Jackson.
I mean, Michael Jackson, I could believe, was sexually...
Yeah, poor Michael.
At least weird.
Yeah, so maybe that made sense for him somehow. Janet Jackson, Venus and Serena Williams.
Oh, God.
And an obvious one, the Notorious B.I.G.
What?
Yes, Biggie. And then to top it all off in the super sexy category, Dwight Eisenhower.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's a complicated one. So I tried to read up on Eisenhower a little bit, because they will not join the military.
Right.
They will not. They won't even work in fields that are tangentially connected to the military or the arms industry.
Wow. Well,
so he had to have left.
Yeah,
but I couldn't find that information someone might know that.
Weird.
Yeah, Dwight Eisenhower. How about that?
Yeah.
They won't wear uniforms. They won't salute the flag. They don't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Right. Yeah.
So he had to have left.
Yeah, he must have done.
Yeah. So and there's a great story that I was just reading today, and I think it was in the Guardian, about some J-dubs knocking on a woman's door in Minnesota, and she invited them in, and they start giving a Bible presentation, and she's just staring at this guy, and halfway through she's like, "I think you're Prince." and he went by Brother Nelson. And he said, I get that a lot. And then he just continued on.
Oh, my
And she's just sitting there going, oh, my fucking God. Prince is in my living room teaching me about the Bible. What is happening?
What do you do?
And she couldn't get him to admit who he was.
That's very funny.
Because he was Brother Nelson.
Brother Nelson.
Yeah, apparently he signed a contract with that casino in Vegas to be like a regular...
Right.
3-4 nights a week or whatever.
Well, he stopped performing entirely for a minute.
Yeah.
To be all good in JW.
Right. And then his JW conversion happened sometime as he was like signing the contract.
Oh.
So they're like, great, the people come into Vegas, they want to see all your sexy stuff. And he's like, yeah, I don't do that anymore.
Right.
This casino's like, the fuck?
Yeah.
You don't do that anymore? No, I'll do some non-sexy stuff.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Maybe the 23 positions in a one night stand are about prayer. Like different positions of prayer.
Exactly.
I think that's
totally what it is.
That's what he's talking about, right?
So yeah, a little bit of an odd thing, and I'll talk a little bit more about it in a minute, is that why so many Black Americans were attracted to the J-Dubs.
Yeah.
And it's because they had that radical belief of the equality of the races.
Which, yeah, I can see why that would be appealing to someone who had been treated horribly by their entire society. So that makes sense now.
They have a couple other really strange beliefs. One that I had never come across before. They believe that Jesus is the only direct creation of God.
Okay.
That God the Father, Jehovah, created Jesus, and then Jesus created everything else.
Oh, okay.
So Jesus created the earth, and even though it doesn't say that in Genesis, they believe that...
Mormons believe that too, by the way, BT dubs.
Yeah?
Yeah. In the Mormon, you don't hear this until you go to the temple, but in the Mormon temple movie that they show / live show, it's God keeps telling Jesus to go and create stuff, and Jesus then tells Archangel Michael, who then later becomes Adam. It's very strange. It's this weird chain of command thing that they keep doing.
Huh. I didn't know that about Mormonism, but
it's weird.
Also, they believe that J-Dubs believe that Jesus was crucified on a single upright post.
Oh yeah,
rather than a cross.
Okay,
and so of course they shun crosses anyway. Everything is the look of the J-Dubs is very austere.
Yes,
they don't do any decorative anything at all.
They're grumpy.
So, like I said, they believe that your soul just goes away if you're not one of the elect. You never happened. Now here's something.
That to me, I'm going to jump in on that, because that to me is like, well, then why should I bother joining you? It's unlikely that I'm going to be one of the elect. I'm definitely not going to be one of the 144,000.
Yeah.
If it's still possible that I could just disappear, I'm going to do that anyway.
Yeah.
I might as well be able to have Christmas.
It's interesting. Whatever. It's interesting you bring that up, because here's where it's even fucking weirder.
Okay.
All this drudgery they do on Earth, right? This constant proselytization and denial of any pleasures of life.
Right.
This is so bizarre because of this particular belief.
Okay.
And that is that they believe that the United Nations is like a lot of these Christian millennial groups. The UN is
the devil.
Is the devil, and it's the scarlet-colored wild beast of Revelation.
Okay.
And it's going to begin persecuting the witnesses, and that's going to bring about Armageddon.
Oh.
Then they used to divide people into the sheep and the goats. They don't do that anymore because we're goats.
Yeah, look at us.
They're the sheep. We're the goats. So the goats would be destroyed, and the sheep will be destroyed. It's so crazy. The earth.
So everybody's dying.
And then after this horrible Armageddon, the earth will be transformed into a paradise similar to the Garden of Eden. Most of those who had died before God's intervention will gradually be resurrected during the 1,000-year judgment day. This judgment will be based on their actions after the resurrection rather than past deeds.
Oh.
At the end of the 1,000 years, Christ will hand all authority back to God. The final test will take place when Satan is released to mislead perfected mankind. Those who fail will be destroyed along with Satan and his demons, and the end result will be fully tested, glorified human race on earth. So what that's saying is, it didn't fucking matter that you were a JW.
Yeah.
That you're going to be resurrected with no memory.
And then if you pass the test, then you're okay. So it like literally.
What's the point?
Go around humping bears or whatever you want to do, because literally nothing that we do at this point counts.
Yeah. Isn't that strange?
That is strange.
It's like,
oh my God. I do want to jump on something though.
Yeah.
Because that whole the UN is gonna get us sort of thing, or we're gonna start to be persecuted.
Yeah.
I'll bet they're jumping for joy, because did you know that
the Jerusalem thing and then
the Russia thing, they were just recently like basically kicked out of Russia. The J-dubs were.
Oh, that's right. The Russians passed a law that there can be no proselytization.
Yeah, and they literally
so the Mormons have to do service missions now instead of
right. And the J-dubs were just
totally kicked out.
Just booted. So I'm sure they're rejoicing at that. Well, they're mad. And they're frustrated and stuff, but it's just the fulfillment of their prophecy at this point.
Probably. And they actually have been truly persecuted during periods in history. They were thrown in jail during the First World War in the U.S.
because they didn't
opposing the First World War, and they literally went to the camps. They had a purple triangle in the Holocaust.
Oh,
the German Holocaust, and some thousands of them were killed there. So they have faced real persecution because of their refusal to participate in war. Oh. And I'll just close it out with a really interesting statistic about them. There's, like every other religion, there's a huge shit ton of accusations of child sexual abuse and cover-up.
Right.
And they have this crazy 2 witnesses rule, meaning 2 people had to witness this, which is generally not how child sex abuse works.
Right.
So there's all that controversy.
And they don't refer these things to the police. They think that they should handle all accusations of abuse in-house.
And right now in New York, they're currently under a $4,000 a day fine and have been for a couple of years for failing to turn over what they call their molestation files.
Right. Which have been subpoenaed.
They're refusing to turn them over.
Oh, wow.
So it's bleeding them. It's not, they probably can cover it, but it's still some money. Anyway, there's a really interesting statistical place, the child abuse aside, where I want to finish with them, which is a sociological comparative study by the Pew Research Center found that Jehovah's Witnesses in the United States ranked highest in statistics for getting no further than a high school graduation.
Okay.
Highest for belief in God, importance of religion in one's life, frequency of religious attendance.
Oh, wow.
Frequency of prayers, frequency of Bible reading outside of religious services, belief their prayers are answered, belief that their religion can only be interpreted one way, belief that theirs is the only one true faith, leading to eternal life.
Wow.
First in opposition to abortion, first in opposition to homosexuality. And in the study, Jehovah's Witnesses ranked lowest in statistics for having an interest in politics, and it was also among the most racially and ethnically diverse religious group in the U.S.
That's fascinating.
Yes.
They're out Mormoning the Mormons.
Yeah, so they're an interesting group. They actually like their brown people.
Yeah.
Whereas the Mormons seem a little bit more on the let's tolerate our brown people, because that's all who's signing up.
Right. Well, and Mormons actually love their brown people because like they feel like we got another one.
With Gladys Knight.
I just feel like I do. I feel like it all rings very familiar.
Yeah, totally.
But they're the more intense version of the Mormonism. And I've read some stuff about like Jada. They're like, we were having fun with them, but they're seriously shitty. Like if you want to leave, they will require your whole family to shun you.
Yes.
Like Mormonism, it's just an informal shunning. Yeah. In Mormonism, if you leave, oftentimes your family will be dicks to you. Yeah. It's not always. It's just not required. So plenty of families will be fine with you leaving.
Right.
and other families won't be, and some families sort of come around over time.
But this is very formal. This is
they formerly required families to just cut their non-believing family members completely out of their lives.
Yes, exactly. And their divorce is almost an impossibility.
Yeah.
So it's super controlling, and it's like Mormons on crack.
It's a cult.
Yeah.
Just like Mormonism.
So next time they're there at your door handing out literature, give it a think.
Sure.
Well, I think we've talked you into it.
I think now for sure you're going to be super stoked about their. It's funny because the temptation is always when anybody comes to my door, the temptation is to be like, let's have a talk. Yeah, this is going to be fun. It never is. Don't do it.
Yeah.
If people come to your door wanting to talk about religion, I mean, if you want to debate, you're in for a boring,
pointless
exercise. Don't do it.
I've never had either Mormon or J-Dubs come to my door.
Oh.
In my whole life. How about that?
Well, you haven't spent enough time at home like I have.
I'm always on the move, baby. All right. Well, let's move on.
All right.
Uncle Dan.
Hey there, Uncle Mark.
I understand you have a Bible story, a For the Bible Tells Us So story about a certain athlete.
I've been reading in the Bible, and I am going to tell us about the progenitor of all of God's children's.
Oh.
All of God's children's.
Adam.
No, it's not Adam. I mean, it's like God's...
Noah.
No, stop it. Stop playing the guessing game.
Well, they are also both the progenitors.
Yeah,
of
no,
all
this
of
is the progenitor of the 12 tribes. Of Israel.
Okay.
Known at least in the first part of his life as Jacob.
Okay.
This is found in the book of Genesis, which is that first book.
Yeah.
In our Bible, and
the true and inerrant book of Genesis.
Right. Yeah. So don't ever question anything that I'm about to tell you at all. There's nothing.
A book of naked drunk dads and ladies made of salt.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen.
And the full spectrum of the human experience of rape.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. None of which is condemned.
No.
Of course not.
It neutral commentary at best.
Right, exactly. So Jacob is the son of Isaac and Rebekah. Isaac being, I think, the son of Abraham.
Of Abraham, yeah.
So we got a direct line to I mean, Abraham's kind of the father of
the people of the book.
The people of the book.
The Abrahamic religions.
Your Jews, your Christians, your
Muslims.
Your Muslims.
Yeah.
All of them folks sort of draw a straight line back to Abraham.
Right.
And Jacob is his grandson via Isaac and Rebekah. And
boy, if Abraham had actually snuffed Isaac, the Bible would be a much shorter book,
wouldn't it? It'd just be and Abraham's the final word on all the matters.
The end.
The end.
Yeah.
Instead, we have a whole bunch of nonsense. So Jacob was a twin. He and Esau. Shared room in the womb.
Mm-hmm.
Esau came out first.
Right.
Which means theoretically he should have...
He's the elder.
Birthright. He's the elder in the family.
By minutes.
By minutes.
Yeah.
And apparently, as Rebekah was carrying them, she complained that she was in pain as she was carrying them, and God revealed to her that they was fighting. Even in the womb.
Oh.
And also...
wait, God was her OBGYN?
Right.
Doctor, I'm hurting.
And he did the ultrasound, and saw a boxing match taking place,
right?
And said, "Oh, and that's going to continue
because pain during pregnancy is super unusual."
Yeah. No, but nobody's heard of that,
right?
But this happened.
They had enmity.
Indeed, they did. To the point where Esau came out first, covered, by the way, in red hair, as if he were wearing a hairy garment,
like Uncle Doug.
That's how furry that boy was.
Yeah.
Just literally like Chewbacca-esque in his furriness. And as he comes out, his last heel comes out, and there's a hand holding on to it. Because Jacob is apparently grabbing him by the heel, like not wanting to pull him back in. I don't know. Maybe he's just trying to get He's drafting off of him to get that easy out.
I feel like if this weren't a true story, but were literature, right? If this was a fictional narrative,
right?
Bear with me.
Okay,
that would be foreshadowing something.
It would be literarily important,
right? Professor K should come, double check my math on this,
right?
But because it's a true story, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's just a quirky thing.
It's just a wacky thing that happened. Yeah. They named their son Jacob or Jacob or Yaakov, meaning heel catcher or supplanter or leg puller.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Apparently.
Hater in Israel, you check our math on that.
Check that one out. Yeah. All right. So apparently the boys were very different as they matured. And
sure, one was a Wookiee.
Right, exactly.
The other was a dirty leg puller.
Right. So Esau was the manly man.
Sure.
Go out hunting, and his dad was super proud of him.
Sure.
Jacob was a, quote, simple man. You go ahead and figure out what that means. Dwelling in tents.
He was just a tent guy.
He was a tent guy.
Yeah.
He was a tent dweller.
We've all known a tent guy.
I mean, it feels like they're saying like he's the gay one, but I don't. Later we'll find out that is a definite. If he is gay, he's also very good at straight.
Okay. Well, maybe he's bi.
Yeah, I think he's bi.
He's tent curious or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely so. So yes, Isaac is a big fan of Esau. He's a daddy's boy.
Okay.
Jacob is beloved of his mama.
Oh, okay, so he's a mama's boy.
Right.
Yeah. Classic conflict being set up here in this true story.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Isaac's always throwing the ball. Jacob's just not into it. Isaac's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
I've got my football player. I need my baseball player.
Yeah.
And Jacob's just like, sorry, I'm into home ec.
Not a lot of people know that the song Cat's Cradle is found in the book of Genesis.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. As a matter of fact, Jacob is such a homebody that one of the pivotal moments in the Jacob and Esau life story is that Esau has gone out to work in the fields. He's a hard worker.
Yeah.
He's doing his job. He comes in
like a rock.
He's famished.
Yes.
And Jacob has made a lovely stew. The smell you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
And Esau's like, dude, give me some stew. Can I have some stew, please? Can I have some stew? Oh, I need some stew. Or as he calls it, that same red pottage. Can I have some of that same red pottage?
Pottage? Mm-hmm. Is that like, I guess, something you make in a pot?
Yep.
Okay.
And Jacob said, I'll give you a bowl of stew for your birthright.
Oh my God.
For the eternal salvation of your lineage, to which
I think Jacob was overplaying his hand.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something though. Dude could make a stew.
Sure, I'm sure it was fragrant unto the Lord.
It was a good enough stew that Esau was like, yeah, all right.
Oh, really?
Totally agreed to it.
He gave it up.
Totally gave him.
Wow.
Gave up his entire birthright for stew.
I want some of that stew.
Some of that pottage? That same red pottage?
Especially on a cold gray day like this one.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wouldn't a Jacob pottage be exactly the thing?
I want some Bible stew.
Give me some Bible stew right meow. So as the story goes, Isaac gets older, as folks do, and goes blind in his old age.
Yep.
He decides he's going to take Esau aside, and apparently he didn't hear about the whole stew incident. He's going to give Esau his birthright.
Okay.
Which turns out to just be a blessing. But a blessing is important in this time.
He gave up his blessing for a bowl of soup.
For a stew.
Yeah.
But he calls Esau aside and he says, hey, I'm going to give you your birthright. Go shoot me. Go shoot a deer and come in and make a lovely savory meal for me. A savory meat for me. And then I'll give you your birthright.
I think that this entire story was written by somebody before lunch.
Right?
Because they were clearly obsessed with food. They were really hungry.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I'm getting at with telling this story is that no one could possibly, like, if you just read this, you can't possibly believe that anything of value to the world is based on this stupid story. Like, even the parts of the story, like, I knew bits and bobs of this story. There will be parts of this story that you will recognize.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how stupid they were.
Right.
Like, you hear, they only say, they sort of mention in passing these parts of the story.
Yeah.
Just to sort of, like, delineate that, oh, this was a good man and he's the father of everything or whatever.
Yeah.
No, these are not good people. They're morons. It's
right.
just, anyway.
And the stakes are very low.
And except in the moments where the stakes are, by the way, like, all of your progeny for the rest of eternity are going to be blessed.
Right.
Which they become. So Isaac,
but a bowl of soup, that's
more important.
Fairly low stakes.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I don't care how fucking good it is.
No.
Yeah.
So Esau runs out to get him a deer so that he can make some savory meat.
Mm-hmm. To kill on the threshold of the temple and get the...
No. This is just food for Isaac.
Okay.
Isaac just wants a good meal.
All right.
Before he bestows the birthright.
He's blind. Make the guy a fucking roast.
Yeah, give the guy a nice savory meat.
Yeah.
Rebecca, Isaac's wife, hears that this happens and decides to be sneaky and says to Jacob,
typical,
hey, while your brother's out actually doing what he's supposed to do, and there's no indication to me that Esau ever doesn't do just what he's supposed to do. Like, you get the real sense that, like, this whole trading his birthright for stew thing is just some apologist later, like, adding in something because
Jacob's just a dick, is what you're saying.
Jacob and Rebecca just pull a maneuver
right
here, and Rebecca basically says, "Hey, Jacob, while your brother's out actually hunting a deer, go get a goat.
Yep,
we'll kill it. We'll make a savory meat out of goat for Papa." And you'll pretend to be Esau
because he's stupid and blind.
Because he's a big dumb blind idiot.
Yeah,
and you'll get the birthright. And Jacob actually says, I don't think that's I think Dad will know. Dad's known us for all of his life.
Yeah.
Also, let's not forget, Esau's
is a Wookiee,
furry motherfucker.
Right.
And I am smooth. Like,
of course he is.
He's
a twink.
He's a total twink.
Yeah. And if he can't tell the difference between his bear and his twink son,
right? Exactly. Come on,
he's not paying attention.
He's not paying attention.
Yeah.
So Rebecca, very clever woman that she is, puts goat skin onto Jacob's arms and neck.
Oh yes, I remember this. Yeah.
To trick her husband.
How fucking hairy was Esau?
He was a goat.
A goat.
Right. In what
amazing.
world would a goat skin make you go, "Oh, yeah, you're my furry son"?
Well,
you're not my, like, hairier than the average man son. You are literally like
I know. All I can say is, we were probably 3,000 years less evolved than we are now, so maybe we were more hirsute.
Yeah, one can only imagine.
As a species,
at least one of us was, and that was Esau.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jacob takes the goat skin on his neck and arms, gets the goat. Puts on Esau's clothes.
Oh, clever.
And then
he was in Esau drag.
Yeah. Probably butched up his voice.
He butched it up. Yeah. Father, it's me, Esau.
I mean, I'm very manly, Father.
Here I am. I've got my bow for killing the deer and stuff.
I killed all the deers.
Yeah. Yummy.
Who wants their deer?
Also, I imagine people that ate game all the time could probably taste the difference between deer and goat.
You'd imagine, but apparently not.
Yeah.
Once you go blind, it's a little known fact, all of your other senses are dimmed.
Just get worse. Yeah.
They get much worse.
Yeah.
So he goes into his dad. His dad is skeptical as shit.
Okay.
He doesn't believe him for a second. He's like, "Are you?" So he has to feel the arm, and then he's like, "Oh no, that's Esau." But like he knows something's going wrong.
Right. Now let's just understand that this family already has really complex daddy issues, right?
Yeah.
Isaac's dad almost killed him.
Isaac.
So
Isaac knows that the father-son relationship is a fraught one.
So Isaac's doing pretty good for as a dad for that, but it's still a hot mess.
It's nice of you to cut him that slack.
Yeah.
At one point he just asks directly, art thou my very son Esau? And Jacob answers, I am.
Mm-hmm.
He lies directly to his father.
Oh no.
And for that lie, he gets the blessing.
Oh no.
So so Isaac blesses him. He says, therefore God give thee the dew of the heavens and the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn and wine. Corn? Did they have corn? I guess they had corn.
No. No.
Yes, they did.
Corn is a New World crop.
Shut up. You shut your whore mouth.
You shut your devil mouth. They've had guinea pigs.
And let the tomatoes be full in thy belly.
And Amazonian pythons. And potatoes.
And koala bears. Let people serve thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and thy mother's sons and let thy mother's sons bow to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. And this apparently means that everything about him is awesome forever. By the way, later they catch Jacob in his deception.
Yeah,
but too late. He already did it. He already conferred the blessing. So
really,
it's all over. Esau's,
the magic spell is gone, and there's no
he ran out.
Revoking.
Nope, no takesy backsies.
And was Isaac still alive?
Yeah, Isaac
when he got caught.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, Esau goes to Isaac and is like, "Dude, WTF?
Yeah,
I don't think that's right." But Isaac's just like, "Yeah, I feel shitty about this. It really sucks." But he says, "Quote: Indeed, he, meaning Jacob, will be or will remain blessed." So, sorry, dude.
Well, it's kind of funny that
I am spent.
Sure, you could fool these old blind man who you lied to directly, but since it is an anointing from God, you'd think the all-seeing God could be like, "Hey, wait a minute,
hold on now,
and see the shell game in progress."
Right? You'd at any given, and as a matter of fact, that occurs many times in the Bible. There are all of these things where like
God jumps in,
but I'm saying there are all these moments when an all-knowing God you'd think would go,
right?
Hold on,
yes,
this is very important to history. Maybe let's not base it on on a deception,
right?
No. It's cool. God's totally fine with it.
This is the passage forward of a sacred bloodline.
Right, exactly.
From Abraham.
It's the most important thing. Literally, we will not stop talking about the tribes of this person forever.
Right.
Maybe it shouldn't just be started with a little psych out.
Right. A little costume pantomime.
Right.
So stupid. Okay.
All right. So later on, Esau's pissed.
You sure?
And is probably going to kill or get into it with Jacob.
Smack around the old leg grabber.
So Jacob wants to hightail it. They decide he goes to his dad and says, "Hey," well, basically his mom convinces Isaac that he shouldn't marry any of the local gals because they're evil. They're Canaanites. They're not. It's no good.
Convinces Jacob, you mean?
Yeah. No. He convinces because Jacob wants to run away, so he goes to mom and he's like, "What am I going to do? I need to leave, and I need Dad's permission to leave." So then she convinces Isaac that Jacob should leave and go to another land
to
marry somebody.
Gotcha.
So he sends him to his uncle, who is Laban. I think that's Rebecca's brother Laban, in a couple towns over.
Sure.
On the way, Jacob experiences a thing where he has a dream. You may recall he has a dream where he sees a staircase or ladder.
Right.
And there's a bunch of...
I like that it's either or.
Yeah.
Those are two very different things, but whatever.
No, same thing. Shut up.
Yeah.
You shut your mouth again. There's this...
Heathen!
There's a ladder And then there's angels going up and down,
Sure.
which makes me think staircase probably. Because if there's angels going up and down,
You could see their balls
how do you get back?
on a ladder. Well, hey, I'm just being practical.
Stop looking up my skirt.
You could see their little feathered balls.
Anyway, and then Lord says nice things to him in his dream. That's where we get the term Jacob's ladder.
Okay.
Nothing.
So what's the significance of the dream?
Nothing.
Nothing. Literally nothing?
He sees the Lord. The Lord says to him, I am the Lord, the God of Abraham thy father, and the God of Isaac. The land whereon thou liest, to thee will I give, and to thy seed. And thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth. And thou shalt spread about to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south.
All the directions.
And right.
All the best directions.
And to the south, southeast, and to the north, but a little bit to the west, but not all the, just a little bit.
26
also.
degrees northeast.
Right.
To the 42nd parallel ye shall go.
And in thee thy seed shall, and in thee and in thy seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed. And behold, I am with thee. Blah, blah, blah.
Blah,
Basically,
blah, fucking blah.
You're the most important person ever in the world. And
So good job cheating at cards.
right, exactly. You've done good. We're all very.
But what does the
proud.
ladder have to do? What does the staircase
Nothing.
escalator have to do with it?
Nothing. But now there's a cool like electronic zippy thing that makes, they call the Jacob's ladder
in Frankenstein's lab.
where the shock goes.
Yeah.
The electricity. Anyway,
It's from humble origins.
indeed.
Those weird electrical doohickeys.
While with his uncle, the second he arrives at Laban's house,
Yes.
he sees a hot piece of ass, Rachel, just chilling at the watering hole.
And again, it's an important Bible story when there's a woman with a name.
right, indeed.
Yeah.
Rachel turns out to be his first cousin. This is Laban's kid. They don't care about that.
Yeah.
He's in love with Rachel. He basically goes to Laban and says, I will work for you for 7 years to earn Rachel's hand in marriage.
We already know a little bit about Jacob's work ethic. He preferred hanging out in tents.
Yes.
Esau was the one
Right.
that did but whatever. Seven years.
But Rachel is apparently so gorgeous. Let me labor for 7 years. Laban agrees. He does it. 7 years.
Servitude.
This dude labors for his uncle. Then they have the marriage. They dun 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 dun. She comes in. They get married. He lifts the veil. Psych! It's not Rachel.
What?
It's Leah, her older sister.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And Laban's like, ha ha, I totally tricked you. But we can't marry the younger sister before we marry the older sister. So you got Leah. And then
wow, the player got played.
Faux show.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Did he marry her?
He had already married her. It was too late.
I see. The veil.
He lifted the veil, and after the marriage, and oopsie doodle, it was Leah.
Oh,
she
shit.
was not as pretty.
Oh, she was not as comely.
She was not. She was not the one he was interested in. But too late. But Laban says, you know what? Here's the deal. You can have Rachel 7 more years, and you got her. She's yours.
Oh, God.
He agrees. This is it is all deception all the time with this family. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but everybody's cool with it. Everybody's
this is like buying a car from a shitty used car salesman, right?
right.
It's just,
And if you trick them, you got it fair and square.
yeah.
It's all as well if the trick works.
Yeah, this is a family of just lying cheats.
So he does marry Rachel as well.
So it was
Instantly,
polygamy.
he doesn't have to wait. Oh yeah. Oh, there's lots of
Yeah.
wives and stuff.
Okay.
I mean,
Right.
so he marries Leah. He marries Rachel, and he continues to work for another 7 years.
So he got the goods up front this time.
He got all. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So now he's got both sisters. I think I saw that porn once, actually. Anyway, and off he goes. And they start the business of procreation while he's doing, and boy, does he do a good job. First of all, he loves Rachel more than Leah, but Leah's the one with the fertile womb.
Right.
So in rapid succession, Leah produces Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah.
Sheesh.
Rachel produces nothing, but she remembers the story of Sarah, who gave Abraham. So Sarah wasn't producing, and gave Abraham her handmaiden to fuck to produce a kid. So Rachel does the same good. This is the same good deed of letting Jacob marry her handmaid,
or kind of rape a person who didn't really have the choice of working in the house. I love these stories. They're great.
It's heartwarming, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's how we know the Bible's good.
Right.
Bilhah is the name of this handmaid, and
Bilhah.
Yeah. And so, and basically the way this works is, I guess Jacob marries Bilhah, but then Rachel raises their kids.
Okay.
Dan and Naphtali, who's a boy. These are all boys so far.
Okay.
And then, so she's raising those. Then Leah, not to be outdone, says, well, but you can have my handmaid too, even though I'm producing.
For fuck's sake.
So Zilpah, Jacob gets to go after Zilpah too.
Zilpah and Bilhah. My God.
Yeah, hot, right?
So
I know you're being turned on right now. Zilpah. So Zilpah also produces some kids, Gad and Asher.
Yeah.
Which it's starting to sound like Mormon names now.
Yeah, it totally is. Bilhah.
Then Leah becomes fertile again and gives birth to Issachar, Zebulun, and Dinah, who is the only daughter.
Right.
And then God...
And she grew up to have a charity golf classic. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And someone's in the kitchen with her.
So there's always someone in the kitchen with Dinah.
Jacob. And then finally, I love this phrasing of it, God remembered Rachel and goes, oh, yeah, you know what? Let's give her some too. So then you get Joseph.
Right. She hadn't had a baby yet.
She hadn't had a baby yet. So then you got Joseph and Benjamin. Theoretically, almost all of this happened within those 7 years because it was all overlapping and shit.
Yeah.
So within the 7 years, theoretically within that sort of 7 years that Jacob's still working for Laban.
Yeah.
All of this is happening. He's having like 12, at least those first 12 kids.
Right.
In 7 years. Impressive.
Well, with 4 women, it's certainly possible. With 3 women and then one who was finally allowed to procreate.
So there goes the theory that he was just gay because he was laying some pipe. That boy was spreading his seed. Yeah.
Oh, either that or there was just the sisters were incredibly masculine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. They're gender fluid. It's a thing. The kids.
We don't need to be judgy.
No, we're not. We're not misgendering any of these
who cares?
People who were raped in the Bible.
No.
Yeah.
He just what we know is that he was busy.
Yeah.
He was a busy boy.
He fucks.
that guy fucks.
That guy fucks.
So
do you think he put on the goat skin to do it? Like,
every now and then he played
role-playing. He was Esau.
Did a little Esau role play.
Yeah.
He's like, baby, you're gonna like this one. Joseph after Joseph was born, Jacob's like, you know what? Maybe I'm done here with the whole Laban place, and I'm gonna go back to my folks, to the land of my parents. But Laban didn't want to release him. So, which apparently he had the right, I guess, I don't know if the 7 years was not all the way up.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What does it matter?
But apparently God was like, no, he gets to go. And
so now God intervenes.
Well, and the other thing is that Jacob had done a great job
doing whatever
with the flocks.
Oh, he was a shepherd.
So the flocks had been fulsome, and they'd produced many other flocks. It was just the place was just lousy with flocks.
It was just fucking all the time.
So Laban was like, you know what? I'm going to let you go. I'm going to give you what can I give you? What can I pay you? You took my daughters, thank God, and you did great with the sheeps, the goats, whatever. Let me give you something. And Jacob says, you know what? Let's just sort of wait for the next round of babies to be born, not his babies, but rather the flock's babies.
Yeah, the lambs.
The sheeps, the goats, the whatnot. And he says, you take all the pure white or purely colored sheeps and lambs. I'll take all the spotted, speckled, brown ones, which apparently didn't happen as much.
Okay.
But he had a trick in mind.
Oh, no.
He had sticks that he peeled off sort of part of the bark, so that they were stripy. And as the goats and sheeps and stuff were fucking, he show them stripy stick, and boom, you got yourself some speckled goats.
What the actual fuck are you talking about?
Speckled goats. It's how you make them.
You would show a female in coitus a striped stick.
Yeah, you stick stripy sticks all over the place, and then
and they see it,
and then magic happens, and then you got your speckled, your striped, your
okay.
Your
Well, the only reason I wanted clarity on that is so people understand that is a science fact.
That is a science fact. Yeah. You peel certain wands.
Stripy sticks make speckled babies.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you show them to the.
That's why that's a saying.
That's why everybody knows that.
Yeah.
That's why that's the thing.
Ancient wisdom.
If you show them spotted ones, then they get the pox.
So once again, this progenitor of the 12 tribes, this blessed holy man, is just a shitty trickster.
Pulls a trick.
Who's going to fuck over his own father-in-law.
Right. Totally does it.
Yeah.
Laban's pissed, so basically Jacob's like, okay, now that we got all these speckled things, let's hurry. Let's all sneak away at night. So
Right.
So they sneak away.
How do you sneak away with 12 toddlers, 4 women,
and all of the sheep and
herd
goats?
of sheep and goats?
You just do.
Okay.
You just do. And then, so you run off, and now's when we get to this weird thing. So Laban actually runs after him.
Sure.
Oh, and by the way, one of Laban's daughters, one of his wives, which one was it? Rachel, I think. Mm-hmm. Rachel steals these little figurines, these little sort of idols.
Okay.
That Laban had. So Laban's just piping hot off of this and runs after them.
You took my sheep and you took my hummels.
Right. And that's right.
Just seriously, you people are trash.
That was legit Yadro, dude. You can't just take that from me.
Yeah, you people are trash.
So
Yadro.
God,
to put it in a Mormon context. Thank you.
God says to Laban, dude, you don't. He appears to Laban in a dream and warns him not to say anything good or bad to Jacob.
What?
There's this. He's got a very thin line he can walk, and he says to Jacob, "What have you done that you have tricked me and driven away my daughters like captives of the sword?"
Already in violation of the agreement.
It seems like
yes,
it is.
Already in violation.
Anyway, he says, also, I want my teraphim back. That's the little Yadro.
I want my Civil War chess set back.
And Jacob doesn't even know anything about the stealing of the idols.
The ceramics, yeah.
So he's like, I'll kill anybody that has those.
Oh, no!
I'll put them to death. If those are in my group of people running away from you,
oh no,
I'll kill them. But Rachel's tricky. She was raised by these people,
so she puts it in.
She sits on
Bilhah's pocket.
Oh, she sits on them.
Yes,
and then when they're like, "Hey, stand up," she's like, "I'm on my period."
Oh, which is the worst thing.
Which is the worst
in the Bible.
Which all the men start apparently dry heaving, and they run away. She gets to keep them.
She booty bumped an entire chess set and then said that she was on. She's clever. This
smuggled them in her hoo-ha.
Yeah, clever girl.
Clever girl. They're all clever. All of this, all of this was meant to be backstory for me. Because I was only going to tell the story that's coming up next.
Okay.
Laban goes back to whatever. He's satisfied, I guess, by the whole thing, and just leaves and goes away. Now Jacob's going back to Canaan to be with his folks. He sends some messengers ahead to Esau to be like, "Hey, I'm coming back." And the messengers,
because Esau's going to be super excited about that.
totes happy about it.
Yeah.
Esau sends word back, "Okay, we'll meet you. I have an army of 400 men. So come on back. We'll have a good time." This is not good news for Jacob.
No.
Jacob sends a tribute to Esau of flocks and herds. He just sends so many animals to Esau,
Right.
hoping that this is going to. Anyway, as they have to get across a river, and the river. So they're sending the sort of flocks and everybody across the river, and at one point, Jacob is left on one side of the river alone.
Okay.
And I am going to now read the story. I'm going to switch to the Bible.
Okay.
Because I think that
So this was all just backstory to what's coming up.
to this thing, at least that's what I thought it was. Now I find the whole story just fascinating.
Right. And the total, at best, amorality of the behavior of all these people, and certainly the shitty immorality of kind of every moment.
It's like there's not a part of this that you're like, oh yeah, that seems holy.
Right.
That seems wise.
A virtuous thing to do.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So here's the part that I thought. Now, I have seen this rendered in paintings, this story. I have heard about it. I've never understood the significance of it really, other than it feels pretty significant when you hear about it.
Okay.
That same night, he arose and took his 2 wives, blah, 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 across the ford of Jabbok. That's the river.
Yeah.
It starts so abruptly that I'm just going to read it. Like, I'll try and lower us into it.
Okay.
But it's just going to suddenly happen.
Okay.
So brace yourself.
Smash cut.
He took them, this is his wives, he took them and sent them across the stream and everything else that he had. And Jacob was left alone. And a man wrestled with him until the breaking of day.
What the? Where's that come from?
Nowhere, literally. And a man wrestled with him.
Okay.
He was just like, "Okay, I'll see you on the other side of the stream." And then a dude's like, "Hey, want to wrestle?" Boom. God. Okay. Well, I guess. How long? I don't know. Till the break of day. Sure, I'll wrestle with you. Which now I'm back to the gay thing. Now I'm suddenly
Maybe it
wondering.
was the custom of the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Just you can't turn down a good wrestle
On a riverbank.
How are you going to turn down a wrestle?
It would be rude.
It would be rude.
There's a Bedouin sensibility. If a man wants to wrestle, you must accommodate him.
You must. It would be inhospitable not to.
Yeah.
When the man saw that he did not prevail against Jacob, he touched his hip socket, and Jacob's hip was put out of joint as he wrestled with him. Then he said, "Let me go, for the day is broken." But Jacob said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." It was a good psych out. He must have had him in one of those awesome, like, Hoist Gracie, like, super death holds.
Yeah. It was like the Iron Sheik.
Right, this guy's trying to tap out.
Yeah.
But no.
But Jacob's hip was displaced.
Jacob's hip was displaced, but he still had him in a great hold.
Wow, Jacob's come a long way from being kind of a lazy dandy,
right,
to like
a tent boy
to SEAL Team 6,
right,
and he can keep fighting with his fucking leg dangling off the side.
Nobody saw it coming.
Okay, well, he's become a more substantial character.
"I will not let you go unless you bless me." And he said unto him, "What's your name?" And he said, "Jacob." Then he said, "Your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel, for you have striven with God and with men, and have prevailed." Then Jacob asked him, "Please tell me your name." But he said, "Why is it that you ask my name?" Which seems like a pretty hypocritical thing.
Because it's kind of what people do.
Because you just asked me my name, you dickhead, so I kind of want to know your name.
Yeah, don't be a total douche about this.
And anyway, and there he blessed him. So Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, saying, "For I have seen God face to face, and yet my life has been delivered." Peniel means the face of God. So he apparently also Jacob throughout all of this gets to just name places. when the latter thing happened, he named that place too. He just gets to name all the places.
Yeah, sure he does.
And by the way, El at the end of something means God or means something about God. So when he was named Israel, That's like
I see. Yeah,
you wrestled with God.
Hater in Israel is going to at me about this, but
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: you wrestle a guy till the break of dawn.
Yeah.
That dude apparently has the right to change your name, first of all. But now in paintings, I've always heard it Jacob wrestling the angel.
Right.
Angel of God. It's not the angel of God. It's God. Like, according to his own pronouncement,
Yeah.
he wrestled with God and won. Basically, it was a draw.
Yeah.
But he had him in that hold. He was about to break his toe. Dude had to tap out.
Yeah.
So he won in a wrestle with God. So that's nice.
Yeah. That's not a good story if you're the great and powerful Oz, you don't want people to know that you can be fought to a draw.
Right, that you can be wrestled effectively.
Right.
Like how
that you could lose.
Right.
You can't let people know that you can lose a fight.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Which I think is why it's always rendered as an angel of God. Because
it's a terrible story as God goes.
It's because if Almighty God loses in a wrestling match to Tent Boy.
Yeah, to a card cheat twink.
It's like, how the fuck? Yeah. But that is literally what happens. God loses a wrestling match to
Jacob, and then
to smooth Jacob.
A lot of professional wrestlers are very smooth.
Well, I mean, one thing, it's a good tactic, right?
You can't get a grip on you.
If it was Esau, he'd have so much to grasp onto.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So is that the story?
That's the story of God, of how Jacob became Israel. His 12 kids became the 12 tribes of Israel, his boys.
Yeah, and Dinah just got nothing.
No.
As usual. So what happened when so Esau didn't kill him when he got back to...
No, Esau loved the goats. He loved the tribute.
He loves a speckled goat.
Everybody loves a good speckled goat.
Yeah.
Allows him back. And Esau, and then, then it all becomes stories about like Jacob and his kids, when his son Joseph, to whom he gave that really fancy multicolored coat.
Yes, the coat of many colors.
And so, this all goes on, but it's just... Like, to me, the pivotal moment is when he wrestles with God and wins.
Okay. So with many of these stories, after we all grew up with them, we all grew up with the Cliff Notes version of these stories.
Very, very
But then
abridged.
when every time we read one of these Bible stories and we drill down into it, we then have moments just like this where we struggle to understand what the fuck the point is. Like, literally, without even being cheeky, what's the point? What's the morality tale here?
Right. And if we were sitting in a circle of rabbis, there would be all sorts of conjecture and all sorts of things about this.
Right. And it would be conjecture.
Well, it would be interpretation, and it would be blah, blah, blah. But since we don't have to do that, since the goal isn't necessarily, and for them it's 100% necessary that the goal is to make this a holy and true story.
Yeah.
We don't have to do that. We're not under the stricture of making it true.
No.
We can just take it at face value and declare it the stupidest story of all time.
Right. At best, it's just a family story. It's just someone begat someone, and this is...
And a shitty family at that.
And a shitty family.
A family that is so shitty that, like, tricking people is just part of how we do... That's how we do family.
Tricking your own father to cheat your brother.
Right.
Out of a magic thing of value.
At the behest of your mother.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
It's like Falcon Crest. It's just... it's a soap opera.
It is... Totally soap opera.
Yeah, it's shitty soap opera.
It's Mexican
it's a
telenovelas. It's as bad. It's like this is where all of that comes from.
Yeah,
like I can't imagine anyone taking this for like a good examples of a good way to live one's life.
Yeah.
But really good examples for how to like write a really shitty drama.
And there's these asides like this stupid dream that ends up meaning nothing.
Nothing.
That has no significance, yet it's considered...
Except that God says, by the way, you are blessed of everybody.
Yeah, and it's canonical in some way, and it's
for no apparent reason. God just comes to him and just... In a dream, by the way, if you have a dream where God comes and says something nice to you, it's a fucking dream. Don't take it literally.
It's a fucking dream. You've got bad gas, and you ate a shitty oyster.
Right, and you saw a guy on a ladder before you went to bed, and suddenly you're the most important person.
And the prequel to this story is a guy who had a dream that he should kill his son and was like, sweet.
Right, I'll do it.
And went to do it with no questions asked.
You betcha, God.
Yeah. And then God's like, don't do it. And he's like, just as good.
Right, right.
Oh, fuck.
But yeah, I mean, like, it does seem like in all of this, it's like, well, I didn't like him anyway, is kind of the baseline story for all of this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, the Bible tells you that this is where morality comes from. Listen, if you listen to any preacher right now, we are in a Judeo-Christian. Any American preacher will tell you that America was founded on the good morality that is found
in the Bible.
In the Bible.
In the Bible.
And this apparently is what they're talking about.
Yeah. So
go out there and be moral, I guess.
Take what you will from that because it's a bunch of bullshit.
And I think if you can trick a televangelist into giving you all of their money, fair play to you.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right.
All right. Moving on. Well, Uncle Dan.
Yes, sir.
We are once again blessed by the money, hugs, and kisses of our loyal and wonderful patrons.
It's love in monetary form, and we super appreciate it. And we're introducing a new thing this week, which is for our $10 per episode patrons, they get their own heaven, which is cool. But our $5 per episode patrons, we've decided deserve something cool too.
Totally.
But we're not going to write a whole thing for them like we did. So
we're lazy bitches.
Because we're lazy bitches. So all of our $5 per episode people get a they get a saint. We're going to invent a saint for them on the spot.
That's right.
On the fly.
Yes.
They get a saint. So before we get to that, I'm going to thank Paul, Stanley, Amos, and Natalie for their patronage. You guys are amazing.
Thank you.
Mindy is our newest $5 patron.
Beautiful.
And I'm going to give her a saint.
Yes.
Mindy's saint, her own personal saint, is Saint Bufus of Orange.
Yes.
And he is the patron saint of arborists.
Oh, of arborists.
So her trees will all be blessed now.
Saint Bufus of Orange.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, I'm glad you remembered that because literally it flew from my head.
Well, I remember it because his martyrdom story is
beautiful.
Well, I was going to say horrendous, but yes, beautiful. Okay,
so now we need to we're going to do the backlog of $5 people real quick because there's 6 of them.
Give me a name.
So Roger, who's Roger?
Oh well, Roger, of course. I think Roger is. Because I know Roger well.
Right, yeah.
And I feel like Roger's saint should be Saint Aspic.
Okay.
Yeah, Saint Aspic, who is the patron saint of chemtrails.
Okay.
And giant mollusk centerpieces.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taylor, I'm going to give Taylor.
Sweet Taylor.
The patron saint, her patron saint is Saint Barphemus. Who is the patron saint of rowing implements?
Oh, sure.
Your oars and paddles.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
That's good.
Yeah. No, but that saint is actually not the patron saint of the gondolier's paddle, which is a very specific.
Indeed.
That's another saint. We'll get into another time. It's a whole fucking thing.
It's a whole thing.
Right? I want to get into it now.
Nope. Give something to Mary.
Oh, Mary. Well, Mary, you would think that Mary would be her patron saint, Mary, Mother of God.
I wouldn't think that.
But
I would be very disappointed if that were the case.
Mary, of course, her patron saint is Saint Shemois, who is the patron saint of non-continuous parallelograms and and the more complex theoretical polyhedrons.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
That's great.
A very geometric saint.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to give Beth, Beth's patron saint is Saint Tommy Boy.
Yes.
And Saint Tommy Boy is the patron saint of fat guys in little coats.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, which is not as rare as you think.
No, that happens far too often.
That's a busy saint. So give me one more.
Beth is totally protected by that.
Hallowed be her name.
And you need to protect Cynthia.
Oh, yeah, sure. Cynthia, of course, since I've done her astrology.
Right, you've done the numerology and whatnot.
She is protected by Saint Burberry of Scranton. And Saint Burberry is the patron saint of restless leg syndrome and competitive glass blowing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not just professional.
No. That's Saint Antwerp.
but the competitive and that we're talking about Olympian glass blowing.
We're talking about the top shelf competitive glass blowers.
All right. Well, thank you guys. If you want to help make this show go, you can join these beautiful people by going
the sainted, the canonized.
Right, by going to howtoheretic.com and clicking on the Patreon there. And then you can also be among their number, and if you are at the $5 level or above, you'll get some personal attention like these poor saps did.
We will canonize someone for you.
Yes, indeed.
And if you come in at the $10 level, of course,
you get to go to heaven.
You get to go to heaven, but just be warned, it's for real and you can't get out.
That's right. That is a binding contract.
That is a binding contract signed in your blood. So please send in those vials of blood. And also, if you can't give us a big money smooch via the internet, we'd sure appreciate any other kind of smooch you can give us to help spread the good word.
Yes.
Go to your iTunes, your other pod blasters. Give us a 5-star review.
It helps us. Or just tell somebody that you know to listen to us.
Yeah, spread a little love.
Spread a little love. We love you back.
Yes.
Moving on.
Uncle Dan.
Yes, sir?
We are very fortunate to be joined again by a guest we have not managed to chase off.
Yeah. Andrew Torrez, welcome back onto the show.
Third time's the charm. Am I the first third-time guest on the show?
We may have had at least one other three-peat.
We've had a three-peat. But
what you're saying is I've got to do 4.
Yeah, we'll have you back.
We'll see how this goes.
Yeah,
exactly. Right. Well,
tonight's the audition.
This an extended interview. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Well, so we have Andrew on occasionally to talk about the law and how it intersects with our desire not to practice a religion, etc. here in these United States. Mm-hmm. And Andrew, you've got a fun one for us this time. What are we talking about now?
10 Commandments.
All 10 of them?
Postings, all that sort of good stuff.
You mean the foundation for all law and morality in the Western world?
That's exactly what I mean. And I want to start it off with a trivia question.
Ooh, that's fun.
A lengthy trivia question that you will have forgotten the predicate to by the time I finish.
Exciting. That's the best kind, really.
So here's the question. Is there a difference, and if so, what is it, between the following 2 displays of the 10 Commandments?
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. So, display number 1. This is, I want you to picture a 6-foot-high, 3-foot wide tombstone, basically.
Okay.
But instead of it being a tombstone, it has the 10 Commandments on it. Okay.
Yep.
And that tombstone, 10 Commandments tombstone, was actually drafted by an organization that was distributing these things around the country in promoting Cecil B. DeMille's film, The 10 Commandments.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I remember that being done, yeah.
So this giant tombstone is on the Capitol property. It was donated by a a nonprofit organization, but the nonprofit organization did so with funding from and in connection with the Cecil B. DeMille movement.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
That's display number one.
Number one. All right.
Display number two is a courthouse. Okay.
Okay.
So not the Capitol building, but a courthouse. Inside the courthouse is an exhibit. And an exhibit is entitled The Precedent Legal Code upon which the civil and criminal codes of the state are founded. That exhibit has initially just the 10 Commandments. But then after a lawsuit and an injunction, the 10 Commandments, the Magna Carta, the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, the lyrics to the Star-Spangled Banner, the Mayflower Compact, the national motto, the preamble to that state's constitution, and a picture of Lady Justice. That's the one-breasted woman with the blindfold over her eyes holding the scales.
Point of order, she has two breasts. One is just exposed.
Breast.
Yes.
Right. Exactly.
There's one. Yeah, there's one good one and one covered one.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. One that you must use your imagination. Now.
Okay, so we got these two different things.
Yeah.
Those are the two things.
Right.
Do you think that those two displays are different in the constitutional sense? And if so, why?
Oh, my gosh.
I think so.
Okay.
I think one given by a private organization, and I don't agree that either of them should be fucking allowed, but one donated by the Cecil B. DeMille nonprofit film thingamajig is probably okay. And the other one, I'm guessing, is this Roy Moore's contribution to his state courthouse?
No, neither of these is the Roy Moore case.
Okay.
So
If my gut tells me the first is probably kosher and the second is likely not.
I've been covering this kind of thing happening on Thank God I'm Atheist for many years now. And it's not. I'm certainly no legal expert, but it seems to me that the loopholes that they come up with, where these things are allowed to stand rather than have to be taken down, tend to be they have to sort of be if they're going to stay on state property, they have to be included in a display that can allow for sort of equal time for other religions to sort of post their thing. So
is this like the nativity scene kind of out?
Yeah, I mean that was my understanding, is that is that if they say, well, anybody else can put a thing, and that's when Lucian Greaves suddenly perks up his ears and says, oh, let's go to Baphomet over there. Mm-hmm. But it seems my guess and it is important that one was provided by a non-state entity. I don't know. I'm baffled. I'm going to let you go with this, Andrew. I don't even know.
I think Andrew hung up. He was so
he's left.
No. This was great.
I'm going to hang up. I don't like any of this. This is it always pisses me off.
We're not keeping the Sabbath day holy, so we should probably just hang up the phone now.
That's true.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So I find it really, really fascinating that both of you came down on the side that says there is a distinction between these two displays. If I can, I'm putting a few words into Dan's mouth. I mean, and you basically came down on opposite sides, right?
Yeah.
So, Mark, you said I think the private donation makes the first one constitutionally permissible, but arguably,
right.
Whereas the second would not. And Dan, I heard you saying the inclusion of other legal documents makes the second one constitutionally permissible, while the first one is not.
Both of these are really slimy scenarios. P.S.
Yeah. And intentionally so.
Right.
So these are two real cases. The two cases are Van Orden versus Perry. That is Texas Governor Rick Perry, and McCreary County, Kentucky versus ACLU. The citations are parallel with each other because these cases were decided on the same day.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And despite the fact that they were decided on the same day, both of you were correct in that they came out opposite ways.
Huh.
The Van Orden versus Perry was the Texas Ten Commandments Cecil B. DeMille monument, in which the Supreme Court, on a 5-4 decision, said that can stay. Some of their reasons for saying that it could stay was that the monument had been there for 40 years before anybody complained about it, that the group that donated it was a private organization, as Mark suggested, that the setting was not meant to solemnize, and that it was in a large park, that there were other monuments around it and stuff like that. In my view, kind of clearly a weird, sort of pretextual backwards justification for arriving at the result.
Right.
The McCreary County decision went the other way, again 5-4, and the Supreme Court said, no, we think this one does violate the Lemon Test, and the only salient distinction that I can find between the two. I suppose parenthetically, I should say the Lemon Test, Lemon v. Kurtzman, is the Supreme Court case that provides the framework. It's not super helpful for how we understand Establishment Clause cases, but it basically says a action by a government is unconstitutional. It violates the Establishment Clause if it does any one or more of these three things. So, number one, if the law does not have a secular purpose. Number two, if the primary effect of the law is either to advance or to inhibit religion. So, in other words, it must be neutral with respect to how religion fares. Or number three, and this is the weirdest one, it may not excessively entangle the government with religion, and no one knows what the hell that means.
Right.
Because all of this stuff, excessively entangles government with religion, but whatever.
That's one of those, we'll know it when we see it sort of things.
Yep, that's exactly right. So, so the McCreary County case said that display was impermissible, and the only salient difference that I can find between the two, as to how the court came out, was that people complained more recently about the Kentucky monument and less recently about the Texas one. So, in my view, that creates, that's sort of the takeaway lesson, which is complain about these things.
Complain early and complain often.
Complain often, because we have it on record that this was the first reason given by Justice Breyer, again, liberal guy, in the majority opinion in Van Orden versus Perry, was the monument's been there 40 years and nobody's really gotten upset about it until now, so it's probably not a big deal.
Wow.
That's a sort of a dubious constitutional provision.
Yeah, it does seem like that. Like when we're talking about the fundamental conceptual ideas that are happening here, it seems weird to be like, yeah, maybe it maybe it sort of violates fundamental constitutional law, but they've been doing it for a while. It's fine.
Yeah, that's
and the reason that I did it as this, as the quiz, and because to show you sort of how fine that line is, and and it really is, if you are in a particular locality, it's really, really difficult to know exactly what the law is.
Your results may vary.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a quiz now on this same topic. I happened to be up in Idaho Falls, Idaho, walking in a park along the river there. It's a nice little town, and found me a Ten Commandments sitting there on the lawn. There amid many other sort of not statuary, but various and sundry markers of things, and on this Ten Commandments block, it's what you described. It's a big stone thing. There's a brass plate at the base of it that says, "This is intended." It was this very defensive thing that was like, no, don't worry about it. It's just foundation of the law in the Western society, and this is secular. It's very, very, very secular. It's nothing to do with religion, so don't sue us anyway. Is there something that can be done about that? It's in a public park.
I don't think that a prophylactic disclaimer there is likely to have significant, constitutional weight. Right?
A brass implied consent marker.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, clearly somebody involved with the government looked at that and then said, oh my gosh, we've got to make sure we don't run afoul. So let's, hastily put up this disclaimer.
It does feel like an admission of guilt almost.
Yeah,
really.
It kind of does. And what the court is going to look to is not what the government says about what the monument is, but rather what they've done. Right. So, it would fall into that sort of gray area where, it sounds like, from what you've said, it seems like it's much more likely to lean in the prohibited direction, particularly if it's more recent. But, the fact that there are other kind of random monuments around tilts the other way. Some of the other criteria that Breyer looked at was whether the overall context was, lent itself to religious activity. So if this was kind of way back in the woods and, you could picture people kneeling and praying there, that might tend to make it less constitutional. Remember the entire, I know it seems sort of crazy, right? Like that we're parsing these distinctions when, a much more, I would be in favor if we abolished the Supreme Court and replaced it with just me.
Which we're working on doing.
Patreon goal. Let's do this.
If we get enough Patreon patrons, we will abolish the Supreme Court in the United States and replace it with Andrew.
That's right.
Yeah,
so get on that.
We'll all be better off. But look, we would be better off with a much simpler rule, and it would clarify behavior, right? So that rule would be no federal funds can be spent on private religious activities, and no federal lands or and it would be incorporated in the states, so it would be federal and states, and no private religious expression can be erected on government property, right? Like it would
that sounds way too reasonable. I feel like that almost. You look at something like that, and it's just too easy. Then what would we have all these court cases about if that were the case?
I'm going to take a minor comfort in what Dan saw in Idaho Falls, because Idaho is a very, very, very conservative state. So the fact that they thought they had to engrave that thing means there is an awareness.
Yeah,
there is an awareness that they're, whipping it at, that there is indecent exposure of the Ten Commandments, and they're just trying to put a fig leaf over it. Rather than just what would typically happen in these very conservative states is, fuck you, we're doing it, sue us.
Right.
Well, and look, it could, if the reason, this is rank speculation at this point, but if the reason the plaque is there is because somebody complained, right, that putting up the plaque, as you've pointed out, acknowledges that this is another point of distinction from the Van Orden case, right? Is another way of saying, oh, hey, look, like this has not been, accepted by the public as non-religious for 40 years. This has been the subject of controversy. So it may actually work. It may actually work to impede their progress. If I can end with something that is horrifying, since we've talked about kind of a positive thing.
Oh, great. Yes, horrify us.
Yes, great.
The McCreary County case is where Scalia most forcefully defines what he means by the theory of accommodationism. And I've mentioned this in some of the previous segments we've done. But if you want to know what 3 sitting Supreme Court justices believe, right, at least 3, John Roberts may be the 4th, right, but Clarence Thomas, Samuel Alito, and Neil Gorsuch believe and accept the following. Okay, and remember, this is a dissent from the case striking down the Kentucky Ten Commandments display. Besides appealing to the demonstrably false principle that the government cannot favor religion over irreligion, okay, that's the dependent clause.
I got chills.
Obviously, government can favor religion over irreligion. Today's opinion suggests that the posting of the Ten Commandments violates the principle that the government cannot favor one religion over another. That is indeed a valid principle where public aid or assistance to religion is concerned, or where the free exercise of religion is at issue, but it necessarily applies in a more limited sense to the public acknowledgement of the Creator. If religion in the public forum had to be entirely non-denominational, there could be no religion in the public forum at all. One cannot say the word God or the Almighty. One cannot offer public supplication or thanksgiving without contradicting the beliefs of some people that there are many gods, or that God or the gods pay no attention to human affairs. With respect to public acknowledgement of religious belief, it is entirely clear from our nation's historical practices that the Establishment Clause permits this disregard of polytheists, believers in unconcerned deities, and devout atheists.
Jesus.
Nice. So you're saying at least 3 of the 9 justices on our current Supreme Court don't give a fuck about us.
Have said, signed on in print. Neil Gorsuch hasn't said this, but since he is the reincarnated spirit of Antonin Scalia, put in a 38-year-old triathlon runner. Yeah. That's a good one. Thanks again. No, sorry, I won't go.
Well, Andrew, thanks. And I think that we could probably put all this to bed if we looked for a bright future when we all just learn to live without graven images and not coveting our neighbor's ox.
Yeah, right?
If we could just be that country, we wouldn't need this constant reminder everywhere. Well, Andrew, thank you so much.
Are you going to eat that ox?
You can have some, but you can't want it.
Yeah, exactly.
So thanks again for coming on the show. Where can our listeners find your much deeper dives and very interesting podcast?
Opening Arguments podcast. So that's openargs.com, or just Google search for Opening Arguments. You'll find us.
Yep. Well done, sir. Thanks so much for depressing us with all of that stuff. Moving on.
That's my job.
Well, friends, that's it for this week's show.
Yeah, hey, we'd love to hear from you guys. Send us an email if you want, howto@howtoheretic.com.
Or if you've ever lied to your blind dad and worn a goat skin to make him think he's your brother or some shit like that, you can leave us a voicemail at 903-88-HOW-TO, which is 903-884-6986.
Yeah, hey, if you want to become a patron like all those fancy people who have gone before you, you can go to howtoheretic.com and click on that patron button and give us some of your hard-earned cash.
And like we said, if you don't have the cash, that's all good. We love you too. Maybe just take a minute and give us a 5-star rating on any place that accepts that.
Right.
And we'd like to thank Cody Layton for editing the show.
Yeah, and thank you for tuning in. It is our privilege.
It sure is. Bye-bye, friends.
Bye.